Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So by the title of the video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get and to achieve this bronzy, nice little look that I usually do when I'm going out or just for fun. Super cute. Okay, let's get to it. Okay guys, so first I like to start off with wiping my face, just clearing my face with any products, any residue. Usually I use micellar water or I use a Neutrogena makeup wipe. I next like to dry my face to make sure that everything is good and dry so that makeup can start to get on it and prep better. What I like to do is my eyebrows. I usually use the NYX brow glue, but I ran out of it, so my alternative is the Got2b glue that I use for hair. Like I just use it for my brow. It turns out to be really good and helpful. Then go in with the Danessa Myricks Universal Blurring Balm. I use this all over my T-zone, and this just helps mattify all the concealer that I'm putting under my eye. I then go in with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer all over the bottom part of my face, and I make sure that I dab that in very nicely. Then go with my fan, of course, to just dry everything out and make sure everything is good. I then like to go in with my Made by Mitchell Curve Case, and I use this to underpaint everything before I start to put on any other product. I then go with my Morphe blush, and I use the cream part first, of course. So as I apply my blush, I'm applying it in a very high motion above my cheekbones and everything. I then go in with the Sephora Best Skin Forever foundation, and I use this on the bottom half of my face. A little tip with picking out your foundation should always match the color of your neck. As I'm blending it out, I make sure that I blend it out also on my forehead as well. Next, I'm using the Born This Way Too Faced Concealer in the shade Chestnut, and these are my placements. I literally live by this concealer down. I then use my fan to make sure that everything is dry. Now I'm using my Milani setting spray to just make sure that everything is nice and set. I then blend out the bottom half of my face first before I go in to blend out the corners of my eyes and everything like that. I make sure when blending my concealer, I always do the ends first, and then I work my way up to my eyes, to just the bridge of my nose and everything like that. I'm making sure that I blend everything out seamlessly, and I'm blending out my nose as well, taking the extra product and then brushing it up. Again, with my Morphe blush, I'm using that again to just make sure that my blush is very prominent in my face. Again, with the curve case as well, we're going in to just do a little bit more on my nose, because when I was blending out my concealer, it kind of like changed it a little bit. Now my brightening concealer is a Too Faced in the shade Mocha. And I'm now blending that in with a powder puff, guys, a powder puff. Now, as you can see, I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury, and I use pressed powder first before I go in with setting powder. And I use this everywhere where I applied concealer. Now I'm using this Paris Hilton eyeshadow kit, and I use this to go in and start with my eyeshadow. I go in with the nude color first just to like start off as a base, and then I move in closer with the darker shade and then the lighter glittery shades. Then I'm using the Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Banana Bread, and I'm using this to just set my face and everywhere. Next, as I let that sit, I'm just pressing it in. I'm using a brush and I'm pressing in the powder into my face, not swiping it away. I now use the Juvia's Place Blush Duo. I know this is a blush, but I use this as bronzer kind of a little bit just to put back some more warmth into my face. The next powder I use is the One Size Translucent powder, and I use this to just brighten up my under eye because I love a bright under eye so bad. As you can see, I'm putting this in the places where I did put my other powder now. As you can see, I'm putting it underneath my eyes, and I'm putting it like under my cheekbones. Now that I have let that sit, I'm pressing that in with a powder puff. This helps make sure that the product is still under my eye. Next, again with the Morphe, we're putting the powder part, and I'm putting that where my setting powder was just at. So before I put my setting spray on, I use my Too Faced bronzer, guys. When I tell you this bronzer is like, it's the game, it's the game. I'm using my One Size fixing spray to make sure that I set everything in place. Another one of my favorite parts is eyeliner. It makes my eyes pop, especially when I don't have any lash extensions on. I love this mascara. Shout out to my friend for putting me on. Like, this makes my lashes look super, super, super long and full, and I just love it. So I just go in with a few more coats, just make sure that my lashes look really nice and thick and dark. To finish off, we're going in with some lip liner. These lip liners are actually pretty old, so I don't know the shades, but I do know they're from the beauty supply store. And for lip gloss, I'm using the NYX Butter Gloss. The pink one is in the shade Fortune Cookie, and the darker one is in the shade Ginger Snap. Everything turned out to be super cute and very bronzy. Okay guys, and that is it for my little makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you tune in for my next video. Thank you so much for watching my first ever YouTube video. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.